Now, when new production reactors were canceled, I was fairly disillusioned at that point with the Department of Energy because here my program had been canceled and I wanted to build something. And I ended up deciding to go into private industry and get away from the department. But I ended up with a company that had supported the new production reactor teams. It was called Jupiter Corporation, and it's headquartered in Maryland. Oh, one more irony is that I told you I retired from the Navy in San Diego, and I had been raised there, and I'd raised my kids there primarily, as well as Norfolk, but I wanted to stay on the West Coast. I had never been at the Pentagon or in Washington, D.C. for a tour in the Navy, and yet I ended up in Washington, D.C. for my second career. So that was kind of ironic. And this company called Jupiter, it was based in Maryland. It's still going. In fact, I met with the president just a few days ago because I'm getting ready to retire from the DOE, and I wanted to touch base with him because I had worked with him for almost 10 years. And Clyde Jupiter is his name, yeah. And he was a mentor to me. I learned a lot from him as well, and he put a lot of confidence in me in bringing aboard a team of scientists and engineers and getting contracts with DOE and other government agencies doing technical support work. And his company still supports the department, and they continue to even do work for the Office of Nuclear Energy, where I am now. But I wanted to get out of the department and try my hand at industry because I had not been in private industry before. And I learned things that were not the things I would learn working for a large company or like an architect engineer or a utility or a support group like SAIC. I learned how to run a small business and how to develop a stable of competent technical people to use as consultants to help the Department of Energy and others achieve their goals. And that was very rewarding work. After about 10 years with Jupiter, our business with the department started declining because the director of nuclear energy at that time, Bill Magwood, was interested in hiring feds to do the support work and making sure that he had a good stable of competent people. So I started losing some of my employees to the department. People like Luisa Romero, who had been my admin assistant, went to work for Nuclear Energy's isotope programs, supporting John Pantaleo. Tom Miller and BP Singh had been working with me supporting the Office of Nuclear Energy. They got hired away. And so I eventually decided that I wanted to go back to the department as well. And I had been supporting the Generation 4 program in its initial development and roadmap activities, and I had been supporting the Accelerator Transmutation of Waste program. And John Herzig was running that program, and he saw an opportunity to hire another technical person to support him, and I applied and got that job. And ironically, a year later, I was in charge of the program. And as a project manager and a department head, I got to prepare financial reports for the first time, use the project management training in a different way than I had learned in the Navy or in the new production reactors program. And it was a small business, so it was fairly easy to manage, but the aspects of marketing, growing the business, reporting to the president, all those activities were different, and I learned how to account for people's time, how billings were made, and I think that really helped when I came back into the department, because not just with the national laboratories, but the department has contracts with millions of small and large companies, and they have to be overseen and managed as well. You hear horror stories all the time about embezzlement, about fraud in contracting and management of contracts, and all it takes is a little attention to detail. And that's what I brought, and I trained people who I put in charge as contracting officers' representatives to do the same thing. So that was really one of the major things I learned. The other was in doing bids for contracts with teaming partners, large and small companies working together for a common goal, winning a contract with the Department of Energy that could be worth several $1 million. Any one company is not likely to win it by themselves. Even the large ones don't necessarily have all of the right skills. And so the teaming arrangements were very important to particularly the small companies, and I learned how to do that, and that also aids in the teamwork activities when you're dealing with 10 national labs and 50-some universities, as I do in the fuel cycle R&D program now.